Bro, it do this every time now. Okay, there we go. Add friends. We're gonna add Tay, Alexis. Who else? Who else? I guess we can tag Ebony today. And let's search for Maria. And D. Hi there, whoever just got on. I just see the number. I can't see nobody. And D. Come on. Hey, or whatever. I don't know who you are, but grab your weed, grab your wine, and we here, okay? We here. I'm trying to wait till some more people jump on real quick. I'm gonna get set up. You get set up. You like Christmas? Look. I don't want this to look too long. Okay, 3 people hop on. Y'all good. Y'all good. We could start with 3. I'm good with 3. That's cool. Grab your wine. Grab your weed. We here. I'm sorry I didn't come on last week. I was doing too much. I was busy. But y'all see my hang time? Y'all see my ponytail? This is my hair. That's... Okay, let me stop. Okay. But okay, y'all. So, this is basically continuing Joseph's story or whatever. On, like, what happened, like, with his brothers. And the last time we did this, I believe I told y'all that... Good afternoon, boo. I believe I told y'all what had happened whenever he finally came out to his brothers or whatever and was like, I'm your brother. Hey, how y'all doing? But okay, so basically, after he did all that and he finally told them, hey, I'm y'all's brothers. You know, I'm not really mad at y'all no more. Whatever. He basically finally got to tell the Pharaoh, like, my brothers are here and I want you to meet them, or this is that and the third. But before he ever met them, he told his brothers, he told Joseph to tell his brothers, okay, get our finest wagons, go ahead and pack them up real nice, make sure they got something to eat, because mind y'all, it is the 7 years of famine, which is like going without food or whatever. So, hold on. He sent his brothers with food and everything to go get their daddy. So they go on this long journey back to Canaan to pick up their daddy, and they're like, okay, mind you, their daddy is Jacob. They're like, hey, so Joseph is alive. It didn't say if they told him everything that they sold him to the slaves. It didn't say if they told their daddy all that. But he was like, yeah, okay. So he sent them with all types of gifts, male donkeys. You know, that was the stuff back then. So he sent them with all types of gifts, the wagons, the donkeys, the sheep, cattle, all that good stuff. And their daddy didn't really believe it until he seen all of it. So he was like, oh, okay, so he is alive. That's what's up. Like, let's go see Joseph. So they pack up and they get their whole family. I didn't really realize that the whole family stayed there, right? But it's like Jacob, his wives, their kids, like in total it said it was 66 of them that traveled back to the land of Egypt to get back to Joseph. So they had a lot of people. They took the whole fam bam for real. But okay, so on the way there, apparently God had visited Jacob and was kind of like, okay, you're gonna be safe on this trip. I'm gonna be with you the whole step of the way, and I'm gonna be with you whenever you actually get there. Hey, Deja. But he was like, I'll be there, and all this other stuff. So he told him, you are going to die in the land of Egypt, but you will be with your son to close your eyes. So you'll be good. And he was fine with that. Like, all he wanted to do was see his son. You know, his 2 youngest kids was his favorite because those were the ones that he had with Rachel. And y'all know Rachel. He worked autumn years for Rachel, bro. But okay. So they finally get there and he sees his son and they're like, oh my god, I missed you so much. Woo-doo. They having like this little I see you, see me, what is it called? We're not gonna stick too much on it, but they finally get to see each other, and Joseph is like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go talk to the Pharaoh so we can get y'all to be able to settle in the land of Goshen, right? And so he goes to the Pharaoh and is like, okay, look, matter of fact, he tells his brothers, when I introduce y'all, basically say that y'all y'all herd animals like your ancestors, because apparently the Egyptians didn't like shepherds. So when they meet the Pharaoh, they're like, okay, they bow and stuff, and they're like, okay, we're shepherds, and this is that and the third. And he didn't really care. He was just kind of like, get them the best land. They good here, we good, they good. So they ended up settling in Goshen, and the Pharaoh wants to meet his dad. He wants to meet Jacob. So he meets Jacob. Jacob bows, and he blesses him 2 times over. So he blesses him as soon as he get there. They have that little conversation. And he like, okay, cool, I'm bless you again as soon as I leave. So he blesses him, and hold on, y'all, because oh, boom, okay. So meanwhile, while all this is happening and he's meeting these people, it's still real bad in Egypt. Like, they don't got nobody food or nothing. So at this point, you know, they just keep coming back for food. And at that point, all the money, when I say all the money, was like back in a treasury type shit. Like, everybody had to keep coming to Joseph, and all the money in the land, like, they didn't have not a dime to buy anything. So they're like, okay, surely you're not gonna watch us die, you know what I'm saying? Like, what can we do? So they start selling their land. And when it got to the point where they sold every single piece of land, the only land that they didn't sell was the priest land. And that was because the Pharaoh was like giving shit to the priests. Y'all know how that go. Like, when it comes to priests and like the kings and all that good stuff. I'm sorry, y'all. I stay letting papers go out for whatever reason. But okay, so they ended up saying, okay, we don't have shit else but ourselves. Like, ourselves and our land is all we had. So they ended up selling themselves to Joseph and as slaves. So now everybody is working as a slave just so they can live. But after they gave their land up, Joseph wasn't a cruel person, you know what I'm saying? So he kind of gave everybody seeds and was like, okay, plant your seeds. And at this point, every 1/5 is the Pharaoh. So y'all bring it back and bring it back. But y'all got food to feed you and your families on some shit. So it was cool. Like, they were still good. And the whole time, Joseph, well, I guess it is his family. Joseph's family really didn't have to worry about much at all. They were good regardless. They didn't have to sell themselves or sell their land or no shit like that. They were good. But okay, so after he gets done taking care of all of this, is Jacob at this point, which is their daddy, is about old as shit. At this point, I think they said he was like 114. This is like 17. Did he say 17 years later? Yeah, he lived in Egypt about 17 years. So, 17 years, was it 17 or 14? 17 or 14, don't hold me to that. It was time for him to die. And so Joseph had his own 2 kids. And he brought his 2 kids to go see his daddy before he died. And he was like, okay, I'm going to take your 2 kids as my own. So whenever he took 2 kids, he was like, okay, I'm going to bless them. You know what I'm saying? So Joseph set them up to be blessed. So the oldest one, his name was Maseph, something like that, Masse, something like that. Okay, he put the oldest one on the left hand side, and he put Ephraim Ephraim, kind of like Ephraim. Y'all see me? Okay, he put Ephraim on the right hand side, but Jacob ended up like crossing his arms to bless them. But his dad, Joseph, was like, "Nah, daddy, like you fucking up. This one's the oldest, and this one is the youngest." But he's like, "Nah." He refused. He was like, "Nah, I know what I'm doing." The youngest son is gonna be way more blessed than the youngest son. So that's what he did. He switched them and he blessed them. But at that point, he was exhausted. He was ready to go. He was ready to die. So everybody else came in, like all the rest of the brothers, and he kind of started telling everybody about themselves, like, or giving him his like last message per se. So I only wrote down a couple, y'all, because he had a lot of kids. So don't come to me. I only wrote down a couple. So Reuben was his first child. He was like, "You're my firstborn. You're my strength. But you defiled my marriage couch when you slept with my wife." So he didn't too much do nothing about that. And then he was like, "Simon and Levi, y'all are two of a kind, and y'all have the instruments of violence. Y'all murder men, and I hope I'm never a part of any of y'all's plans," type of shit. Like, which was, damn, like, wrong with your kids. And Judah, he was like, "You're the brother of their praise. You will grasp your enemies by the neck. You're like a lion." Period. And then he was like, "Zebulon, settle by the sea, and you gonna harbor ships." Okay, that's all I wrote down. I wasn't gonna remember all them names. Don't expect me to remember all them names. Y'all should very much read this yourselves. Okay, so after he said all that, he ended up dying. He said something to everybody, all his sons or whatever. But he ended up dying, and Joseph like threw himself on him, and he was crying, and yeah, they were mourning. And so Joseph had the Egyptians preserve his body. Y'all know how Egyptians did back in the day. They used to like wrap them like mummies or whatever. So he got his body preserved or whatever. But prior to this, he had promised his daddy that he wouldn't bury him in Egypt, that he would bury him where Abraham had bought land for them a long time ago. Y'all remember them stories if y'all was keeping up. Abraham was that Jacob's daddy? Yeah. Remember, Abraham had Jacob and his brother. Boom. So he wants to be buried by them or whatever in their tomb. So he went after all this. It said they grieved for 70 days. I guess it was preserved so you couldn't too much see the skin color. We're not gonna get into the skin color of who they was talking about in the Bible. That's a whole nother conversation. But that's a long time to be waiting to bury somebody. And y'all know black folks take like a week. We're not gonna get into it. Is you smoking a blunt and sharing on the word of God? I'm reading the Bible for the first time. And I'm sharing what I read. I'm not giving you nothing about none of that. That's on you. It said, "Come as you are." I have my wine, which he made, and I have my weed, which he made. This is Hood Bible Study. If you don't like it, please exit. Anywho. Pharaoh said that. Okay, so he basically asked Pharaoh if it was okay for him to leave and go bury his brother. I mean, not his brother, his daddy. And after he, dang, Ason messed me up, dude. After he got permission or whatever, all the officials of the Pharaoh went with him, and his brothers went with him, and they left the kids there. Okay, so, but we here, Ason, you know we here. It's all love. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I keep getting interrupted. But, so he had left. They all left, and they grieved some more. I think it was about 7 days. They grieved some more while heading to Canaan or whatever. And they buried him in the tomb. But after they buried him and got back to Egypt, you know, the brothers were scared. They were kind of like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Like, our daddy dead. Like, they felt like the only reason he was still being cool, cordial, whatever with them was because of their daddy. But they ended up writing Joseph a letter and was kind of like, you know, we sorry for everything that we did, and I hope you forgive us. It said that Joseph wept, and he let them know, like, y'all good. Like, this is all dust under the rug. It's cool. And that was really the end of Genesis, y'all. I was so excited, bro. I finished Genesis. And next Sunday, we are starting Exodus. Woo. Woo. Y'all don't know how, I don't know. It was a sigh of relief when I was like, oh my God, are you serious? Like, I wasn't even going to finish the whole chapter until I turned the next page. But yeah, so that was the story of, yeah, it went from a lot of people. Genesis was cool. Genesis was interesting. It was funny. It was, yeah, I don't know. It was cool. And they, like, surprisingly, they put, like, a lot of movies on Netflix about it, too. It was, like, kid movies, and some of them are not as accurate because it's kind of, it's not vulgar, but that's not stuff you want your kids to, like, oh, they were having sex and gay people. I don't know. But it was really good. I enjoyed Genesis. I hope y'all get to read Genesis, and if y'all go back and forth, and I'm not preaching. Don't say I'm preaching. This is not preach. We're not preaching. It's not preaching. This is just for everybody to get to know something about what's going on in the Bible, y'all, because I know y'all not going to really sit down and take the time. I'm personally working on consistency. So I'm really trying to do it and, like, just get to know God versus what everybody else rah. You're supposed to be doing this. You're supposed to be doing that. F you, I'm finna smoke my blunt and drink my wine and read my Bible, period. God said, come as you are, I come. I came. Knock, knock, hello. But, okay, I'm not gonna make this too long because I want other people to click on it. Merry Christmas, y'all. I hope y'all like my little low. You feel me? I decorated my house. No! I wasted my wine. Well, my ice and my wine. It's okay. I'm not going to stay too much longer, y'all. I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all Sunday. And like and share. Hit share. Okay? This needs to go other places. Do you hear me? Hit share. Like and share the video. Okay? Bye. Have a great Sunday.